I thought I had every memory of my husband, Mark, locked away in a box. But life has a funny way of proving you wrong. Mark passed away 5 years ago very suddenly. He was a photographer, always behind the lens, so I have thousands of pictures he took, but hardly any of him. I used to joke that he was a ghost in our own family albums. Last Saturday, I was at a random flea market in a town I'd never even been to. I saw this old beat-up film camera sitting in a bin for $5. It felt heavy, like there was still a roll of film inside. I took it to the last remaining lab in the city, not expecting much. The guy behind the counter called me 2 days later. He sounded shaken. He said, "You need to come see this, right now." When he handed me the envelope, my hands were literally trembling. Out of the whole roll, only one photo survived the light. It was Mark. He was sitting on a park bench I didn't recognize, laughing, holding a cup of coffee. He looked so alive. He looked like he was mid-conversation with someone he really cared about. I turned the photo over, and there was a note scrawled on the back in faded blue ink. It said, "To the man who gave me his last $10 and a reason to keep going, I hope you find your way home." I did some digging and eventually tracked down the seller of that camera. It turns out it belonged to a woman who had been homeless years ago. She told me a kind stranger had sat with her for an hour on a cold November morning. He bought her lunch, gave her enough money for a bus ticket to her sister's house, and just listened. She had snapped his picture because she wanted to remember the face of the person who saved her life. She didn't even know his name, but I did. Mark never told me about that day. He just did it because that's who he was. Sometimes, the people we lose leave behind pieces of themselves in places we'd never think to look. And sometimes, they find their way back to us, just when we're about to forget what their smile looked like. Would you like me to write a story where a lost piece of music brings two strangers together?